Every Summer After. I have to admit, it took me a little bit of time to get into the book, but once I did, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's certainly better than a lot of the romance novels I've been reading lately. So it's safe to say when I heard that Amazon was going to be doing an adaptation, I was pretty excited about it. But does the TV show live up to the great romance that was portrayed in the novel? I'm Farrell, and today I'm talking about Every Year After, the adaptation of the novel Every Summer After, written by Carly Fortin. Percy and her parents drive up to Barry's Bay to enjoy their newly purchased lake house for the summer. Percy meets the two boys next door and becomes fast friends with Sam, the younger brother. As the years go by and the two start growing up, their friendship begins to develop into something more. So, like I said, I really enjoyed reading the novel Every Summer After, and based on how well Amazon has been doing their adaptations lately, I was really looking forward to watching the TV show. As far as I could tell, I think the show was pretty faithful to the childhood years of the book. The biggest change that I noticed is they didn't have Charlie actually kiss Percy in the adaptation. It was actually in that scene that I had a feeling that they were going to mess up the entire character of Charlie. Not only did that whole scene feel way creepier than it did in the book, but Charlie's choice not to kiss her actually makes the character much more cruel. Like, not only did she get rejected by her best friend, but then she also got rejected by his older brother. One of the main points of Charlie's character is that he steps up in moments when his brother fails to express to Percy exactly how he feels. The kiss is one of them, but also when Sam goes away to college. Charlie sticks around and helps Percy train for her yearly swim across the lake. Those important moments of flirtation between them make what ends up happening more believable. And you get a little bit of that in the TV show, but certainly not. The foundation just isn't there like it is for the book, where you assume that Charlie's flirting with her because he's trying to goad Sam into expressing how he really feels. But also then you kind of wonder if maybe Charlie's flirting with her for himself. Another really big change to his character is the fact that he then doesn't tell Sam what happened between him and Percy. That felt completely out of character. Well, it's not completely out of character for the Charlie in the TV show because the Charlie in the TV show is a way more terrible character than he is in the book. And I understand that they're hoping to keep this TV show going. It's just unfortunate that they did it at the expense of one of the main characters. For Charlie's character to be somewhat redeemable, we needed that relationship between the brothers where they tell each other everything, even if it's harmful or embarrassing. And I think that the casting of Charlie probably doesn't help the situation very much. For the character that's written for the TV show, I think he was well cast. But for the character that's in the book, I imagined him with a much more casual flirtation about him, similar to maybe like Pedro Pascal, maybe even like Jacob Elordi in The Kissing Booth. Ryan Gosling, Theo James, these are all men that have that sort of easy charm and charisma about them, as opposed to the actor they cast, which was kind of like a Timu Dave Franco, coming off much more slimy with the forced charm that he exudes. And like I said, technically it works for this character. They've basically taken away a lot of his core aspects to his personality that makes the character likable. But I think that was a massive mistake because he's one of those characters that you need to like him in some way in order for the story to work. In fact, a lot of the characters in this TV show, compared to their book versions, are written in a way that makes me care less about what happens to them, which is unfortunate because I think the point of the changes were to give Amazon an opportunity to create a second season, and now they've changed the characters so much that I just don't care what happens to them. Another big thing that's missing from the TV show that was present in the book is chemistry. We actually get more chemistry from the female characters within their friendships with each other than we do in the romantic aspects. I think the casting in general had a really big part to play in that lack of chemistry. My favorite characters from the whole show were Joseph Chu and Aurora Perino. Their scenes together were definitely some of my favorites. But yeah, other than those two, there was very little chemistry when it came to the main cast. I feel like there's a lot you can get away with when your two main characters have a great energy between them, but when it's lacking, it makes all the other missteps stand out that much more. And now I think we need to talk about what I would consider to be the biggest change between the book and the TV show. And that's the character of Sam, specifically the way he feels about Percy. In the book, we learn over time that Sam's feelings for Percy have been steadfast since the moment he realized that he loved her. Even when he went away to college, even when he found out what happened between her and his brother, his feelings for her never wavered. And the moment she came back into his life, he immediately broke up with his girlfriend to be with her. His love for her is what makes the story so special. That unwavering love that he has for Percy in the book is not present in the TV show. So, in the book, everything is told from the perspective of Percy. And throughout the book, she eventually learns that that is how Sam has felt about her the whole time. In the TV show, we see many different perspectives, including Sam's when he finds out that Percy is in town before he even sees her. And he's talking to Charlie about how he's not sure whether he wants to see her or not. He's not sure how he feels about her being back in town. That's obviously not the Sam that we get in the book. And it was actually that moment that I think I knew that things weren't going to go very well for this TV show, because that is such a core part of the book's story, is Sam's love for Percy. And so by having that character not know how he feels about Percy, those moments when they are supposed to be having chemistry with each other, where he's putting the apron on her as they're getting ready to cook, those moments suddenly become gross, where in the book, when he saves her from the water and like they have a moment in the boat, we find out later that he's already broken up with his girlfriend before that happens. So it changes the context of that moment. It's no longer gross because he doesn't have a girlfriend anymore when it happens. But in the TV show, he has a girlfriend every time he does something nice or has a moment with Percy. He 100% has not broken up with his girlfriend at this point. And in fact, later in the show, asks her to marry him, or is about to. He tells everybody else that he's going to ask her to marry him. And then when he goes to do it, he changes his mind and then breaks up with her, and then goes and finds Percy and tells her he wants to be with her. It's just this steadfast character has suddenly become the most rocky and uncertain character of the whole show. And I get it. They had to fill 8 episodes of a TV show. So having Sam not know how he feels about Percy allows them to extend the will they won't they of the whole thing. It just completely changes the character. But even with his character being so completely different, that wasn't the ultimate nail in the coffin for me. The ultimate nail in the coffin was the fact that we find out that Charlie never told Sam about him and Percy. And so we get the whole drama of him finding out. And I think it makes Charlie's character a way shittier human being. It makes Sam's love for Percy even less stable. And it completely changes the dynamic between the brothers. But yeah, overall, I'd say the changes to the brothers, the relationship with each other, and the characters themselves, plus the lack of chemistry that we get from most of the characters, I don't see myself watching the second season of the show. It's funny because with Off Campus, the opposite was the case. The book was mediocre, and then the TV show took that source material and made something greater out of it. Whereas I feel like with this show, the source material was some of the best you could have gotten, and you just totally destroyed it in order to try and extend the life of the TV show. So yeah, I'm glad the book exists. I might read it again just to erase the bad taste that the show has left. It's been a while since I think an adaptation fumbled this hard, especially with such great source material. But yeah, let me know what you think. If you feel differently, if you thought the show was great, or you appreciated the changes that they made from the adaptation or from the source material, the novel. And thanks for sticking around to the end of this video. I'm currently working on another series. Like I did with the 90s rom-coms, I'm in the process of gathering information about early 2000s rom-coms. So the next time you see me, I'll probably be over on the short side of things on YouTube, the shorts on YouTube. Yeah. All right. See you then.